Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. Now, Cropover was a bust, it seems, because a lot of people are complaining they didn't make any money. All those people supposedly on the island, and you're going to hear from the tourism group that Barbados had so many planes and so many people got off those planes and so many people spent money and were in the hotels and whatever. They can say whatever they want, okay? People are saying they didn't make any money, and people are saying the crowds were smaller, and people are saying that the bands were less. Now, there were two bands that stuck out to me: the Holy Mary Mother of Christ band and the Jesus band. It had an apostrophe after it, the Jesus band. And Rihanna showed up, but she looked as though she was getting paid, and she was only there because she was getting paid. She didn't seem really happy and in the jump up, walk up mood. And you have seen, even prior to all of what happened yesterday, Monday, and the night before and the days before that, that some Barbadians are still behaving badly. The moral compass is not even there. It's not even there. And unless you guys get together, or maybe in your own closet, maybe within your family structure, unless you guys get together and say, we need to change. We need to change. Your book, your holy book, your face of the face of Barbados, it said that you are a Christian nation, and the book says that you could commit millions of sins outside the body, millions, but that one sin that you commit against the body, that one thing that you do against the body, is probably the worst of them all. Okay? Probably the worst of them all. So you need to start to respect the chamber that the spirit lives in. You have to respect the whatever it is that you call your body, however you look at it. Maybe you need a good mother, maybe you need a good father, but someone needs to tell you that you need to respect your body. You need to respect yourself. You need to love yourself. And you cannot continue on this particular route, because a lot of your young people are leaving the scene. Okay? A lot are not coming in. A lot of children are not being born. And then the ones that are born are leaving the scene one way or another. They're leaving, okay? Because sometimes you see someone in the family notices and they didn't receive any injuries like gunshots or stab wounds. No, it wasn't anything like that. They died from something else. But the point is, it's happening a lot more than usual. Okay? You need to get yourselves together. Walking up is not going to get you anywhere. Walking up is not going to get you anywhere, okay? Having children that you cannot afford is going to continue the slavery that is happening there, because if you cannot really, seriously support your children, what you're bringing them in to do is to go and work for minimum wage, or go and work for the 5%ers that are there in Barbados, okay? That's called slavery. You're bringing your kids in to be workers. You're bringing your kids in, and it's abusive, because at a certain age, you're going to tell them, go and look for a job. You need to go and look for a job. Or what good are you? And, you're here and you're just eating, you're not giving back. It's all abusive. It all turns out to be abusive. And it doesn't seem as though it matters what kind of household you come from. Kids seem to be turning. They're turning, whether it's from young or whether it's at a older teenage age or even a young adult. They're turning. Why? Because of opportunities, or the lack thereof, the lack of opportunities. Now, like I said, Rihanna looks as though she was getting paid, and she only showed up because she was getting paid. We know that her brother is part of the tourism set up there, and he probably has a band, and she's probably in his band to support him. And then the other bands were, just like, I don't know, no life in them. And then the people, the vendors are saying they didn't make any money. They did not make any money from all this, people on the island, all this, the economy is really good, and all this back and forth, because one time you hear it's good, next in the same paper you hear it's not good. One page on the paper, a lot of people are on the island, and the second page of the same paper, not 2 weeks later, the same paper, the same day, they're talking about, tourism is not as good as we think it is, and the people are not spending, and blah, blah, blah. It's all, it's just bad. It's just bad. You need to, if you're coming into the earth and you set down in Barbados, you need to make sure that you have enough to provide that particular entity, that spirit form, good education, good food, good housing, and travel here and there. It needs to be a broad spectrum of support, okay? Not just there in Barbados. It needs to be all-encompassing of the world. You have to be able to support that until that child becomes around 18 to 21, sometimes 21. You have to be, helping that child to understand, hey, I brought you into the world, and here it is. You hand it over to them and hope that they can assimilate and probably do something, contribute to the betterment of the world. Okay, but as it stands in Barbados, things are not getting better. You're just pomposetting, but you're not fooling anyone. Anyone who lives in Barbados, anyone who's been to Barbados, they can see it. They can see that you're struggling. They can see the struggle. And, if you're struggling, don't bring someone else in to experience that struggle with you. Cropover this year, 2024, wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. Okay, a lot of people, a lot of vendors are saying they didn't make any money. They did not make any money, and the people, they just weren't there. It just didn't happen this year. Okay, if you want to continue with Cropover, it has to be redesigned, and you have to get rid of the NCC person that's there. You know who she is. She was put there by Mia Motley. You're gonna have to get rid of Carol, and I don't know how much longer she's gonna be in that post. But it needs to be redesigned, and it needs to be all encompassing. You need to bring, because more Bajans are going into business on their own. They're going into their own businesses. You have to pull them into it. And it has to be something that when you say it's going to happen, at the back end, they have to see it happening. The efficacy has to be there. It has to be there. What you say is going to happen, and with all the work and the sweat and the tears, it must happen at the back end. And everyone must get some piece of that pie. Everyone must receive some sort of money recognition from that pie. Okay, you just cannot go into the hands of a few select. Okay, but that's it. I didn't get many photos from Cropover, but the ones that I got were, it was unremarkable this year. It was unremarkable. Even Rihanna looked she did it because, it was ceremonial, or she had to do it, or maybe she got paid to do it, but her heart was not in it. Her heart was not in it this year. Okay, this is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.